Hi everyone, this is the latest cassette tape recorder I got. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know whether it is working or not. The volume knob here is missing, it is not there. You see, anyway, it looks bad. The condition is bad. You see there are all missing buttons here. Anyway, let's plug it in and see what's wrong with it. Now I've plugged in the power protection bulb. There is power, but I'm afraid there is no sound coming out. I'll open the top to see what's wrong with it. This is how to open it. There are 3 screws, 1, 2 and 1 hidden there, 3, and there are 2 on the sides. Here it is from inside. It is full of cockroaches, I'm afraid. From inside it is in a good condition. I think there's a problem with the front switches, so I'll take this board out. Here it is from We have to be very careful because I'm afraid this board is attached to that one by means of solder. We have to take out this washer because it is holding the board from behind. You have to be very careful. No need to rush anything. يشوش how? Now the whole board is out. Okay. Let's put this aside. I can see 2 problems here. The first one, a broken switch. Here it is. Okay. The second one, loose solder everywhere. Here, there, everywhere there's loose solder. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use epoxy steel for this switch, and also hold it with a wire, copper wire, and resolder everything. So let's start fixing this switch. Not much. This is more than enough. We mix it well. Okay. It is ready for use now. I'm afraid the epoxy didn't work out well, so I've removed it. I can replace this switch, but I'm afraid the only one available in the market is the same, almost the same. Okay, it has a short arm, as you can see. Now the other problem and main problem is that the cassette tape is dead. There's no sound coming out. Okay, there's no noise at all. So even the volume control, you see, there's no sound coming out at all. It is dead, completely dead. So I hope it is not the amplifier IC, because the amplifier IC is hard to find here. You see, you can only find it in an old scrap set like this one. Anyway, I'll check the capacitors. It might be one of the capacitors or a resistance. Okay, it might be one of the resistance or a capacitor. If not, so it is the amplifier IC. Let's try one by one. But before doing anything, I'll just resolder everything, because I discovered that there's loose solder. It might be the reason. Okay, so before doing anything, I'll just resolder everything. Of course, we will resolder everything while it is not plugged in, or else we'll make a short. I'll replace this volume control to roll it out. I know there's nothing wrong with this volume control, but I want to roll it out. That's why I'm going to replace it. First, I'll try to replace the board because I'm afraid this is the only volume control available in the market. So I bought one, and I tried to exchange the board, this board with the other board, but I'm afraid this one didn't fit because this one is bigger. So I cleaned the other one. I cleaned this board. I cleaned it from inside just in case that this one doesn't work. Okay, and I'm going to mount this on the board. Of course, I will show you how to seat it. I'll just put it this way, and I'll bend these pins. It has to be on the board in this position. And I'll hold it with epoxy. I'll put epoxy here so that I make it steady. And because this is the volume control, there's too much pressure on it. So it must be steady. So to make it steady, I'll just put epoxy here. Okay, to hold it on the board. I'll do this, then I'll come back to you. No need to waste time by showing you how to put it on the board, because there's another video from me where I'm showing you how to solder. Now I've plugged it in already, but I'm afraid, as I expected, there's no sound coming out at all. And as I told you, I just replaced the volume control to roll it out. I knew that the other one was okay, but even if it was okay, this set has been for quite a long time, so there will be carbon accumulation in the volume control. So even if it works, it will make hissing sound. So better to replace it. Anyway, I would replace it. So now the problem is with the amplifier IC, because there is no sound coming out. What I noticed, what is amazing, is that this set has two amplifiers. Okay, this one, this main amplifier, and this secondary amplifier. I believe this is the main amplifier IC, and this one for the surround. This is for the surround sound, or for the XBS system, which is short for extra bass system. Okay, so the problem can be either from this main amplifier IC or that one. The problem can also arise from a bad capacitor here or there, a bad resistor here or there. Anyway, we'll check everything and we'll see. First, I'm going to check all the capacitors here in the same old way I showed you before, that I will bring a capacitor and make it in contact with each of these capacitors, the negative to the negative and the positive to the positive, and see if I hear a sound. So it means that that capacitor is gone, because I'm afraid you'll not find a shorted capacitor. Okay, I'll check them first. I might find a shorted capacitor. This will make the task easier for me. If I don't find a shorted capacitor, so I'll just do what I've just told you here and there. After that, I'll check the resistors. Checking the resistor is easier because you can just with one of your fingers just touch the board from behind If you hear any sound, so this means that resistor, this specific resistor, is needs to be replaced, and that's all. Now let's start with the capacitors. If all the capacitors are okay, all the resistors are okay, so it means there's something wrong with either this amplifier IC or that amplifier IC. So let's start one by one. You see the negative to the negative and the positive to the positive. I'm afraid I've tested all the capacitors and no capacitor is shorted. And I've placed the other capacitor to check whether there's a dry capacitor or not, but I'm afraid I found none. So now I'll check the resistors with the primitive method I told you about before. I'm afraid if there's nothing wrong with the resistors, so we'll have to check both amplifier ICs. One of them might be faulty or both of them might be faulty. Anyway, it remains to be seen. Now we can hear a sound, so it means that this resistor is gone. شايفين يا جماعة، هم دول اللي تحت ايدي، دول هم اللي بيجيبوا الصوت. ماشي. I'm afraid we checked the resistor is okay, as you can see. You see, the sound comes when you connect this bridge to this resistor. This is illogical because I'm afraid there's no line between both of them. But anyway, to make it work, we'll just put a resistance between this resistor and this bridge. We'll put a resistor, we're not going to put a bridge. Okay? And this is how we fix it. خلاص, here we go. Not a specific value. Not a resistor with a specific value, any value. Now let's try and see. Okay, it is working now, alright. Can you hear the sound? الوقت شغال كويس يا جماعة، سامعين الصوت؟ تعال نجرب السماعة التانية. Let's try the other speaker because this is only one speaker. The other speaker is not working, so we are going to resolder everything. Okay, that's working. After resoldering, the sound now is in both speakers, especially this socket, the headphone socket. The sound came in both speakers after resoldering the headphone socket. I'll look for a suitable knob. I have many here. I'm afraid this one would work alright. This one is okay, but I'm afraid it looks ugly. But anyway, I can spray it. This is enough for one speaker. Now I'm trying to restore it. In an access solution with the blower. And now this is the final look, and this is what it sounds like.
ننتقل بعد ذلك إلى النطفة، وهي المرحلة الثانية. الله تبارك وتعالى يخبر: فلينظر الإنسان مما خلق من ماء دافق يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب. والحقيقة באמת מטורפים. מצלמת אקסטרים פרו לפעלולים ב-49 שקלים. أنا حبيتك حب عذابة، هتجنني ابعد عني، هتجنني ابعد عني، أنا ما قدرتش عليك بزيادة. لا 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 يا حمادة.
בעבר התורה לספר שנברא
المذكرة والنطفة المؤنثة، وحينما تنتشجان ليخلق منها الإنسان فتكون النطفة الأمشاج، وهي التي حسمها القرآن الكريم في صدر سورة الإنسان. قال عز وجل: إنا خلقنا الإنسان من نطفة أمشاج نبتليه فجعلناه سميعا بصيرا.